Hey guys, welcome back to Games of War. Today's episode is an episode to see if I am crazy, because sometimes I feel like I'm losing my mind when I start busting into what I'm going to be talking about. Now, over the past few years, I've discussed such terms here on the channel as gamer ADD, day one-itis, familiar terms like that. You know, gamer ADD. You start up a game and you play a little bit of it, and you see another game you haven't played in a while, pop that in, play a little bit of that, play a little bit of this, play a little bit of that, and never finishing anything. That was a big problem for me in the past. I just had wandering eyes, man, starting up a game, getting 15 hours into it, stopping, starting up another game. It was just a mess. I've gotten it under control for the most part. Day one-itis is seeing that game that you really haven't wanted, like, seriously, but, oh, it's day one, you gotta pick it up. I've got that under control for the most part as well. That one's a little bit easier to get under control than the gamer ADD. However, a new term has struck, and it's a very challenging one for me personally, and I want to see, is it just me? Am I crazy? Game room OCD arranging. Man, this is striking hard lately. Just 2 months ago, I put up a game room tour, and I spent a lot of time arranging my game room. And the funny thing is even if it's only me that's going to see it, you know, I might have friends over, you know, a little bit, and all my friends that don't play games walk in this room and just think I'm an idiot. They're like it's like sensory overload. They can't believe that I have this much stuff, and you know, I tell them, hey, this game room isn't anything compared to some people's game rooms, and they can't believe it. They don't understand it. But like my wife and my son are. They're like annoyed by how much I'm rearranging this room, and I don't know why I do it, to be honest with you. Am I alone in this? Like, I say to myself, I want to leave it how it is. Oh, it's perfect, you know. And then something happens, like a switch goes off in my mind, like, oh, I could get this shelf better looking. Oh, I could do this better, and it just goes on and on from there. And if you have watched the game room tour from a couple of months ago, like if I do a pan shot of the room, you'll instantly see that it's completely changed around. The Sega shelf that's behind me now used to be over there on that wall, and I wanted it over here for some reason. I kind of took this shelf and moved it away from the wall. And you know, when somebody buys a display case, you think, oh, that's a great idea. You know, a display case can display some cool valuables, and for me that was just a complete nightmare, because my display case is like, I have stood in front of this thing for hours rearranging and thinking, oh, do I want to put rare games on this display case? Do I want to put box limited editions? Do I want to put figures? It's just a maddening thing that never ends with me. And you know, I guess I'm making it sound a little worse than it really is, but I kind of am not. It's kind of embarrassing to like admit this, because you know, I shouldn't spend this much time like obsessing and moving stuff around. I don't know what it is, but like a display case, I'll never ever, I don't think, have like a for sure way I want to keep it set up, you know, because there's just so many options that you could say, you know, do rare games go in there, do statues go in there. You know, I guess it's up to me ultimately, but I'm never happy with it. And then something else that always changes and makes me want to change the room around is when I get like a new edition. Like recently, my son Zach is a huge Dark Souls fan, probably the biggest. He's constantly playing these games, platinumed all of them. He recently saved up and got himself the limited edition Dark Souls 3 statue, and this thing, probably hands down the best looking statue I've ever seen. But this thing is massive. It is a massive statue. And in this game room in particular, I'm running out of room in here. And it's like, when we get something new and like that, you know, what do? I have to clear off a shelf, obviously. I've got to make room for it. And then the OCD kicks in, and I've got to start moving everything around and changing everything around and putting this here, putting this there, and it becomes a whole other nightmare in and of itself. A cool idea that I came up with recently that I'm pretty happy with is going to the hardware store and taking some measurements, and you can build like almost like a little staircase for the shelves. So that way things aren't just piled up on top of each other. It's kind of got a staggered look where you can make a row and then a row behind it. And it worked out pretty well with the DS shelf. And then that leaves you a little bit of room to accent, which I'm a big fan of, is like taking little figures that make sense and accenting certain collections. Like I've got my couple Star Fox amiibos in front of the new Star Fox game box set, some Kirby stuff in front of the Kirby stuff, and I've got just little figures and knickknacks added around on the shelves to give it some life, some character. And then another thing that really can drive me insane is arranging like special edition RPG boxes and where they go, because I really treasure my limited edition RPGs and special editions. And like Handheld is always releasing a special edition RPG. The big box, like the Bravely Second Collector's Edition, was enormously tall, and it's like, you know, where the hell am I going to put this? Where is this going to fit? I had to make a spot for that in the display case, and I'm constantly arranging my special editions and changing things up. So I don't want to ramble to you guys, but am I alone in this? Are there others out there? Please make me feel better that I'm like a crazy man, that I'm the only one that does this. Sound off in the comments. I'd like to hear how you guys arrange things or some of your ideas. You know, work with me here. Give me some ideas. I think I've got to be finished. I can't keep rearranging this stuff over and over again. It's driving me crazy. Not to mention, I had some stuff put off the shelves the other day, and like it was sitting on the ground, and I'm moving a figure, and I dropped something, and it like smashed a hole into one of my big box 3DO games, and I could have just like punched myself in the face because here I am damaging stuff that's remained pristine for like 15 years, and my clumsy ass dropped something and kind of fucks it up. That's kind of annoying. But right now I think I'm done. I've got to be done. I can no longer take any more rearranging. So am I the only crazy OCD game room arranger, or are you guys out there as well? Let me know. Thanks for watching, guys, and hope you enjoyed this video. GamezOfWar is nothing without you.